Well, hey guys, good morning. Hope you're doing well. It's Saturday morning. I'm actually just got back in the car. I've been at the Y. And I was thinking about something. I wasn't going to do this, but I kept sitting here waiting for the car to warm up for a second. And I thought, I'm going to jump on and share a couple of my thoughts this morning. I was in a small group with a bunch of guys this past week, and it's an amazing group of guys, about 7 of us, and we got together and we're going to be meeting pretty regularly. And the facilitator was talking about what we're going to be doing. He was kind of giving us a timeline of what this year is going to look like, and it's going to be an amazing experience. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to meet with these guys. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know, but in the course of the conversation, the facilitator said that these are the books that we're going to be reading. Every 10 weeks, we're going to be reading a different book. So he went on to tell us, and then he stopped and he said, 50% of men that get out of college don't ever read another book. And one of the guys raised his hand and he said, "Oh, is that you?" And he said, "No. What I was raising my hand about is that I've never read a book. Like, never in his entire life. 38 years old, never read a book." So we going around the table, some other people introducing themselves. Another guy about 40 years old. These are amazing men, successful in their business, great families, awesome guys. He said, "I don't like to read either, quite honestly." Well, guys, if you've got thin skin, you might as well go ahead and hang up right now. Don't even watch Big A this morning. Just hang up right now and say, "Hey, my day's going to probably be better if you've got thin skin, because I'm fixing to get on to you." My daughter gets on to me for saying fixing. But anyway, I am fixing to get on to you. 20 years ago, when I joined the Eagles mastermind group, I was that guy. I absolutely was that guy. Late 30s, I go into the group. Dave Ramsey invites me to join his group. And Dave Ramsey goes around the group, and he's telling kind of a similar story that the facilitator was in our group this week. And he was telling about how many books we were going to read that year. And I'm like, hey, I've been out of school a long time. I've done okay in business. I don't like to read. And all the kindness and the gentle spirit that Dave Ramsey takes with him everywhere he goes, he said, "Well, you know what? You might as well leave right now, because you're not going to be a good fit for this group." And I looked at him like, "What are you saying? We're friends." He said, "If you're not going to read, you might as well leave, because we're going to read. We're going to ask questions. You're going to answer the questions." He said, "You're going to lead the group as well." And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I signed up for? He said, "We're going to read nonstop." And we did for the next 12 years. We read hundreds of books. And I'm going to tell you something. I developed a passion for reading like I can't tell you. And it doesn't matter how many books I read a year now. I'll read a lot. I read nonstop. Actually, just to be honest with you, I read between an hour and 2 hours every single day, 5 days a week. And then sometimes I read longer than that on Saturdays and Sundays. Now, I'm not telling you that to boast for the amount. I've got to turn the heat down. It's getting hot in here. I don't tell you that to boast. I'm not saying, well, hey, but listen, you don't get smarter through osmosis. You don't just wake up one day knowing more than you did the day before. And I tell people all the time in Iron Sharpens Iron Mastermind group, they say, "What do I do if I don't like to read?" I say, get over it. You need to learn to read. There are so many opportunities to read now. For some of you guys, there's Siri. Siri can read to you. Or get Alexa. Alexa can read to you. I'll be honest with you, that's some laziness right there going on. But anyway, that's beside the point. You can listen to audibles, right? Hey, by the way, my new audible's coming out for my book here in a couple of weeks. You can get that if you're mowing the grass or if you're blowing leaves, whatever you're doing, you can listen to Audible. I love the book. I get the hardback copy. I've got bookshelves full of books because I like to loan books. I like to underline them. I like to go back and read them. But anyway, my point is that you can't get smarter if you don't educate yourself. And one of the main ways I think you can educate yourself is to read. You hear guys say all the time, leaders are readers. Well, if you want to be a leader, how are you going to be a leader if you're not constantly educating yourself? I'm reading Jeff Bezos' book, Amazon. Brooke, my daughter, bought me 3 amazing books for Christmas, and she gave me one on Amazon. She gave me another one called Extreme Ownership, and she gave me another one on the Nike story. And so I started with the Amazon story, and I was reading this morning, and here's just a prime example. This is not an all hyped up, make you feel good, encourage you kind of video today. What I want to encourage you to do is to read, and I'll give you one example. This morning I was reading. I'm about halfway through the book. I started it a few days ago. I'm about halfway through the book, 300-page book, and I read one sentence on one page today that is going to dramatically impact and affect one of the businesses that we own. And I was reading about algorithms and how they read the algorithms. I know they change, but I didn't totally understand how they do it. I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm going to tweak something in one of our businesses that is going to have a radical change in the success of our business in 2018. So, okay, what'd that book cost? $18? And I don't know, I haven't done the math, but it's going to return, I promise you, tens of thousands of dollars. One line on one page in one chapter in one book, okay? Now, you think about if you read ever how many books a month. You just think about how you can apply that small thing to your business. I coach men all over the world. One of the things that I ask them all the time, how many books have you read lately? Well, I don't like to read. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. No, I don't like to read. How many podcasts are you listening to? How many blogs are you reading? What are you doing for personal development? How are you educating yourself? Guys, listen, the main thing I want to leave you with today, I don't even care if you don't like to read. Go in there in the mirror and look and say, I'm a pansy. I don't like to read. Listen, I don't like to take a shower every day. I don't like to shave every day. I don't like to take out the trash. I don't like to make up the bed. I don't like to have to drive to the office and fight the trash. I don't like to do all those things. If I just did what I liked, I would sit on the couch Monday night and watch Alabama beat Georgia like they're going to. But anyway, that's something else we'll talk about later. I'll eat potato chips and take naps if I only did what I liked to do. But here's what will happen. You'll start learning things and reading these books, and it will make you more prosperous. It will give you wisdom. It will give you that knowledge that you need to go forward. You can enter in conversations intelligently. You can have something to talk about, to educate, mentor, to teach other people. You can add to the group discussion. You can say, hey, I read this and I want to share it with you. Or you can gift books. You can say, hey, I read this. It changed my life. It changed the way I looked at business. It changed me from a leader's perspective. It changed into my personal development. There are so many things. I implore you. I'm asking you. I don't want to use the word beg. I don't like the word beg. Please, today, start reading. I don't care if you don't like to read. You'll learn to enjoy reading. You can't just be smarter tomorrow. I was having dinner with a guy a few weeks ago, and he said something about education and reading, and he said that's where there's power. And I said, no, there's power in the execution of the wisdom. There's not power in the wisdom. There's power in the execution of wisdom. But you don't have anything to educate. You don't have anything to help. You don't have anything to propel you forward if you're not constantly filling your mind with great books. Guys, listen, go out there today and say, I used to not be the guy that liked to read, but starting today, whatever this is, January 5th, I think, I'm going to put a stake in the ground and I'm going to make a commitment to read maybe one book a month. Right? You can do more than that, but let's just start at one book a month. And you watch, I promise you, you'll come back a year from now and you'll say, Big A, I can't even begin to tell you. I bought a dozen books. I read one every month, and it's radically changed my life. And here's what will happen as a result of that. You'll want to read more. You'll make it a part of your day. And here's the other excuse, and I'll leave you with this. People say, I'm too busy to read. That's bull. I'm just going to tell you straight up, I'm around guys all the time that had hugely successful businesses. I'm not one of those guys, but let me just tell you, I own 3 companies. Right? I'm president of 2 of them. I'm a partner in a 3rd one. And I have a family. I have a beautiful wife. I have 2 daughters. I have 5 grandkids. I'm active in our community. I'm active in our church. And I find time to read an hour to 2 hours every single day. You need to prioritize what's important to you. And if you'll prioritize and make education, make learning, make reading a part of your daily schedule, you'll have more time to do other things. You can read and you can make time to read, whether it's Audible, Kindle, the hardback, whatever it is, make time to read and watch your life change. Well, I better get home. Robin's going to be wondering where I'm at today. So you guys have a great day. I'm Big A, coming to you live from the YMCA. You guys have a great one. We'll see you.